Mosaic, summer's here, and it is time for us to regather as a church. After 10 weeks apart from each other, living life dispersed, scattered, and isolated, we are excited to share with you our plan to regather beginning this Sunday, June 7th. Now, as you all know by now, life together is no longer normal. Life is very complex and restricted in so many ways, and that certainly is going to include as we regather together as a church. The leadership of Mosaic, through much prayer and discussion and deliberations, have decided that now is the time for us to begin the opening stages of us regathering as a church family. Of course, we're going to continue to honor the guidelines that have been given to us by our governing authorities. We have also committed to following some strict procedures and regulations in order to have access to the beautiful campus of the Bosque School. Now, I fully realize that there is a very wide spectrum of varying views represented in our country right now. And many of those varying views are represented in the diverse collection of people at Mosaic. We are all watching as the world seems to be imploding on itself, with political factions and conspiracy theories and racial tensions at an all-time high. The world is visibly and viscerally divided against itself. The enemy, who seeks to steal, kill, and destroy, seems to be winning the day, but nothing could be further from the truth, Mosaic. Right now is the time for the local church, compiled of both saints and sinners, wonderfully diverse in her political views and skin tones, to rise up in love and unity for each other. Right now is the time for the Church of Jesus Christ to display her beauty by loving God and loving neighbors. Right now is the time for the followers of Jesus to reveal their love for God by the way that we love each other. Right now is the time for us to tenderly care for the most weak and vulnerable among us in our communities. Right now is the time for the kingdom of God to come to the city of Albuquerque and to shine brightly. We want to use this video now as a helpful and humorous way to literally walk you through the plan and path forward for our regathering at the Bosque School. We will regather beginning this Sunday for our worship service at 9 a.m. You'll want to notice that our time has shifted up by 1 hour because we will be meeting outdoors, and we hope to catch some shade and some of the cooler temperatures in the morning. So walk with us through a Sunday in the Bosque this summer at Mosaic. When you arrive, hopefully a bit early on Sunday morning, you'll park in the normal parking lots available to us. For those of you who are handicap or mobile challenged, there will be some closer parking available to you. You'll simply want to pull into the parking lots and ask the greeters to point you into the right direction. From the moment you exit your car, a mask must be worn. We know they're annoying. They're restricting, they hide your beautiful smiles, but masks must be worn, and they must be worn properly. As you approach the campus, you'll be warmly greeted. Trust me, the smiling faces under those masks are so happy to see you. No physical contact will be made. Bro hugs and elbow bumps are strictly forbidden, but waves and winks are highly encouraged. Wear your comfy shoes, keep the dress code casual. We are in the land of mañana after all, and we will be hanging out in the Bosque. You'll also want to come fully fed and caffeinated. Sadly, our infamous Rebel Donuts and New Mexico Piñon coffee will not be available for your consumption on Sundays. Restrooms will be available inside the building. One door is for entry only, the other door is for exit only. There will be a maximum of 3 people in each restroom, so make sure to minimize your caffeine intake that morning. Diaper changing stations will be available in both men and women's restrooms. We're an equal opportunity church after all. Upon exiting the restroom, hand washing is mandatory. Yes, that means you too, men. 2 stanzas of Amazing Grace would be an appropriate way to honor the event. Now that your bladder is empty and your hands are washed, you'll be ready to head down to the park to join us for the worship service. You'll want to get to church on time to get a good spot. This is going to be a family picnic style worship service. Bring your favorite camping chairs and your blankets, but please leave your tents and your pups at home. Groups will set up camp 6 feet apart from each other. Just imagine our pastor Rick Smith laying down between everyone. That should do the trick. The only groups that will be allowed to sit together will be family units of those that are living under the same roof. Now, we won't be checking IDs at the door, but we do know where you all live. The only exception to this rule will be for those who live alone. Singles may find a group to sit with that's comfortable with that. Let's talk about our kids. Kids need to be contained and remain with their families throughout the worship service, as well as both before and after the service. Now, we know that sounds daunting and impossible. Krista Arona has some good ideas for containing them that include, but are not limited to, shock collars. Available for purchase on Amazon and should arrive by Sunday with Prime shipping. Our worship service will be a bit abbreviated. It will last approximately 70 minutes. Preacher will also be wearing a shock collar. The order of service, which will include the liturgy and music lyrics, will be available to you on our website. Now, you can use your devices to scroll through the service while you're with us, or if you're super Presbyterian, you can download ahead of time and print the service out on papyrus before coming to church. The climactic event of our worship service, participating together in the Lord's Supper, will resume. We will have pre-packaged communion elements that will be delivered to you in hazmat-suited volunteers. After the worship service ends, loitering will be permitted. Not littering. Communion cups will go in the trash cans, please. Socialization and connection in relationship with each other is so vital for all of us right now. The 6-foot Rick Smith rule should still be observed when socializing. Masks on. Again, don't forget to be waving and winking. Financial generosity can be done at the offering box. Large, unmarked, and uncirculated bills will be gladly received. However, online giving will still be the preferred method for receiving your tithes and offerings. Mosaic, we are so excited to be gathering together again. I hope you found this video both humorous and helpful. Now, I know that not all of you are ready to be together with us. That's all right. We will be recording our services and posting them online for your viewing immediately following the service. I think I speak for everyone right now when I say that we are all craving community. We need each other. The expression of love in the world is best displayed in God's people gathered together in worship. Looking to Jesus together to heal our wounded and divided hearts. Our world is crying out for healing right now, and Jesus invites us to Himself when He tells us to come to Him if you're weary and heavy laden, and He will give you rest. Will you come this Sunday? Join us. Invite others to come and see, to experience rest and healing. Invite others to the only source of healing for their broken hearts. I'll see you Sunday at 9 o'clock, Mosaic.